Hey, 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 good morning. What do I say? What do I do? I'll tell you what, you say good morning and you have morning coffee with me. Hi, everybody. I wanted to start out with a morning mug mystery because yesterday when I got back from LA, there was a box at my door and it had this in it. Cool, right? Except I didn't order it. And there was nothing in there to let me know that it was from you, whoever you are. So to whomever sent me the Be a Good Human mug, thank you. And I'm wondering, is it a suggestion? Is it something that you think I should be suggesting? I'm not sure what that means, but here's the worst part. I filled it up this morning so I could use it to have coffee with you, and there's a crack all down the side. So now I have to tell the company that sent it out. Oh, and by the way, it was ordered probably over a month ago because it said back order, but it was addressed to me. I don't know. I'll find out the mystery. So in the meantime, today is what do I say, what do I do mug day. And I hope your day is filled with things that you can figure out so you don't even have to ask anyone else. Good morning, Marlene. Thanks for joining me as always. I have to tell you, this is like, it's my morning coffee with pals. I don't feel like I'm alone here in the kitchen. I am, but at least I'm not in my car like yesterday. That was a disaster. I won't ever try that one again. But it was a learning experience. Now I know that I don't get good reception sitting in my car in front of my daughter's house in Torrance, California. That's just the way it goes. So what have I got for you today? Oh, I know. This was kind of fun. I didn't take these off of my my celebrity list because I didn't really meet these people, but that's okay because I want to share them with you anyway. So today is Christopher Robin Milne's birthday, and you know who Christopher Robin is. He's the little boy whose daddy wrote all about Pooh, right? Good morning, Jan. So who doesn't like Winnie the Pooh, right? I mean, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and all that. I mean, come on, we grew up with it. Every generation's grown up with it. But I wanted to tell you the really cool experience that I had around that. I have a very dear friend, a guy who's probably my best guy friend, been my friend for, I don't know, he says 40 years. I don't think it's that long because he's a lot younger than I am. The story can be saved for a more personal time, but suffice it to say that he's an Englishman, lives in America, but when he still lived in England, and we were very good friends, and he had a lot more money than I did, he would send for me periodically, and I would go over to England and hang out. Yeah, how many of us get that opportunity? But my friend Jeff would send for me. I would go over and spend time with him in England. And on one particular trip, he told me he had a great surprise for me. We were going on an adventure. And he took me to Pooh Bridge. Yes, I was actually there in England on the bridge that's mentioned in all of the Pooh books. Pooh's Bridge, Winnie the Pooh's Bridge. You know what? I'm talking to you about it right now, and I swear to you, I have goosebumps just as it was. And by the way, it's not like a tourist attraction. You have to wander through the woods, just like Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and everybody else. You wander through Pooh Woods, and then you get to the bridge. And there's just a little something that, tells you, yep, this is it. You're in the right place. It was quite an adventure that I will never forget. So, happy birthday, Christopher Robin, right? Oh, and you know who else's birthday it is? Bugsy Siegel. You know who Bugsy Siegel is? Bugsy Siegel was like one of the big gangsters of all time. And I mention that because, well, we all have skeletons in our closets, right? But my skeleton, I think, is like kind of cool, so I talk about it a lot. I have a relative who's a gangster. True story. My maiden name is Schneider, and in the who's who of American gangsters, seriously, there is such a book, and he is listed in it. You will see the name Benny Schneider. Uncle Benny was a gangster. He's more of a bootlegger probably than a gangster, but it was like so cool to have a bad guy in the family. And I even remember seeing the actual article. He was from Chicago, because that's where gangsters were. He was in Chicago back in the 20s, I guess. And one day, Uncle Benny was walking down the street, and I'm picturing him dressed in his black suit, black hat, right? And he's walking down the street, and a big black touring car pulls up beside him on a main street in downtown Chicago. The window comes down, a machine gun comes out the window, and Uncle Benny is laying dead on the side of the road. A moment to the most colorful relative I think I've ever had. Benny Schneider, one of America's most wanted. No, actually, he wasn't most wanted. I don't think he was really all that bad. He was just kind of a bootlegger, but he's the closest I can come to a celebrity bad guy, right? Kind of cool. So that was my Uncle Benny. So happy birthday to Bugsy Moran, and greetings to Christopher Robin. Oh, you do know about the Tao of Pooh, right? What's the guy's name? Benjamin Hoff. Benjamin Hoff wanted to teach the world about Taoism, so he wrote a book called The Tao of Pooh, where he actually, instead of like being, like very high-minded and highfalutin and making Taoism difficult to understand, he used quotes from Winnie the Pooh to help you understand, to help you understand Taoism. And it's being mindful. It's how to coexist in harmony with the universe. And it kind of fits with Winnie the Pooh, doesn't it? I mean, oh, I know one of the things, I wrote myself a little note so I didn't forget to tell you. One of the cute little things is that in the Tao of Pooh, Pooh and Eeyore are talking, I think, and one of them says, it's so sad because we can't save time, we can only spend time. Okay, so first think about that. We all talk about saving time. We can't save time. It's not something you can like put in the bank. We can only spend our time. So I guess the secret is, according to Pooh and Eeyore and all the gang, is how do you spend your time? How do you spend it? Don't waste it. Use it, and use it wisely. Oh, makes me think of third grade. Remember, maybe you didn't, but when I was in third grade, we didn't get A, B, C, D. We didn't get graded like that. We either got plus, check, or minus. Obviously, plus was the good one and minus was the bad one. And I invariably, for probably from First grade through sixth grade, I got some minuses and checks. They weren't all pluses. And the two things, it cracks me up, because the two things that I always got called down for were uses time to its best advantage and handwriting. Hello, I grew up to make my living by my handwriting. And I am probably the most organized, let's get all this stuff done as quickly as possible person that I know. But maybe that's why. Maybe because I was constantly being told I needed to work on it. Think about it. Who were you when you were in kindergarten, first grade, second grade? Because they say we don't change. But I think maybe we do. I think maybe we adapt. I don't know. I used to be an elementary school teacher. I think you know that. For years, I taught all different grades. Oh boy, have I got stories about that. But I was actually a preschool director. I taught everything from preschool through sixth grade. When I did my student teaching assignment years ago, I was at UCLA, and the student teaching assignments were right there in Westwood. So I would just like walk off campus and go to the nearest school. And my master teacher told me that I should quit teaching, that I would never be a good teacher because, how are you gonna like this, right? She said that my voice was too exciting for small children. Really? What if I had listened to her? I would have missed out on so much, and so would all of my students, because I taught for years and years and years and years. I know we don't really have time for it today, but I'm going to try to remember one day in the next week to tell you how I worked as a substitute teacher. Because when I had my own kids, I did a lot of substituting, and I always requested the toughest classes and what we used to call EH, educationally handicapped classes, because I thought those teachers needed the time off the most. So I would sub in those classes. Whoa. Anyway, I have great adventures in teaching. My children were my celebrities, and they were awesome. So I'll share some of those, but I think you're really, especially in light of Black Lives Matter, I'll just give you a little preview and let you know that because of my great height and skin color, I was constantly substituting in ghetto schools with sixth graders. Yeah, I'm not as big as a sixth grader, which made it even that much more exciting. I thought I loved teaching preschool and kindergarten. Sixth grade was, holy cow, sixth grade was so awesome, because those kids are just learning to think and to be able to put their ideas together and like step out into the world as a semi-adult human. Anyway, we'll talk more about kids and teaching, and especially because a lot of you have kids who are going back to school or grandchildren, and some of you are homeschooling, and I don't know how you're all dealing with all of this, and I am more than willing and happy to share some ideas with you about homeschooling, or if you live near your children, I am so lamenting this, and you have teaching skills, because I know I've heard from a lot of you who are retired teachers. Offer your skills. Give the parents a break. It's going to be a tough time, everybody, but if we don't keep those kids home, keep ourselves masked, we're going to be in bigger trouble than we're in now, and I don't want that to happen. Let's heal the planet. Let's all get together to heal the planet. Okay, very quickly. Oh, by the way, since I'm going to read to you from How to Be Happy and Grateful, even in a quarantine, let me tell you this. in case you want to have some pandemic fun, this is National Eat Dessert First Month. Can you get behind that one? It's also National Napping Month. So you get to eat dessert first and take naps. I'd say this pandemic has some good parts to it. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm just reading from page 3 now. The old normal, it doesn't exist. The people of our planet have been directed to self-isolate, practice social distancing, quarantine ourselves, and wear masks. We've been told that our work is either essential or we've been forced to stay home. Schools, restaurants, stores, beaches, they've all been closed. The world is being bombarded with news and statistics, almost all of which is pretty dang terrifying. And yet, with everything we experience in life, if we really look, there is a lesson and a gift. And this book is filled with both. So it says, we're in this together. You are not alone. Although we're in the eye of the hurricane, there is good news. We, quite literally, have the opportunity of a lifetime. Together, we can create a totally new normal. Together, we can leave behind what wasn't working and design a new way of being that actually does. That's from page 3. And you know you can order yours. Or you can just invite a whole bunch of your friends to join us and subscribe to the new coming YouTube channel, and I'll send you presents. No kidding. I'm happy to share. So, what do I say? What do I do? What you say and what you do is be kind today. Be really kind today. In fact, be thoughtful. Be like Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore and Christopher Robin. Let's all have a happy day. And don't worry about getting notified. Once we're on regularly on YouTube, you will, if you subscribed, get a notification. You don't get a notification for Facebook. So just know that unless something goes mighty wrong, I am here for you at 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning. I love you. That's why I come here. Happy coffee. What do I say? What do I do? Now you go on with your day and have it a great one. Bye-bye.